OK, sport now, and the eyes of the boxing world are on Manchester. Mike will explain. Mike.
Yes, thanks, Tony. Good evening. It's the biggest fight night in the northwest of England for many a year. Manchester's MEN Arena stages an all-British heavyweight world title fight tomorrow. It sees the reigning WBA champion David Haye take on former Olympic gold medalist Audley Harrison. The two men came face-to-face at the Lowry in Salford Quays this afternoon for the weigh-in. Former undisputed heavyweight king Lennox Lewis was on hand to keep them apart. Harrison weighed in 3 stone heavier than the champion. Well, despite that, David Haye will climb into the ring as the hot favourite tomorrow night. He claims he's invincible, but that hasn't always been the case. The Londoner has been beaten before. His one and only defeat came at the hands of a former Northwest boxing hero, and I've been to meet him. The 1990s, Shay Neary and Robin Reid were the pride of Merseyside, while in Manchester, a young Richard Hatton was still at school. But his hero and mentor was about to take the world by storm.
Now, believe it or not, it is 60 years since Manchester could last boast a boxing world champion. But Carl Thompson plans to change all that tomorrow night.
He succeeded. Thompson was the cruiserweight champion of the world. He's best remembered for 2 titanic battles with Chris Eubank.
There was no way I was going to lose against Chris. He was shouting his mouth and disrespectful.
In fact, I'm so confident I'd like to ask Carl, what round would you like me to knock you out in?
How could I lose my title to a man like that? It's just no way.
And he didn't. His 2 victories against Eubank sent the legend into retirement. 6 years later, aged 40, Thompson would come face-to-face with another fighter whose mouth was as fast as his fists.
Everyone, again, didn't give me a chance against David Haye. Even my family was questioning me, can you beat David Haye? I don't think you should fight him, son. I said, listen, I know my mind. I know what kind of person I am. To me, I looked at him as a boy. He's never been in a hard fight before. And all I had to do was just put him in a hard fight. And like I said, it's like taking candy from a baby. You hear that saying before, you know, it was easy peasy, you know.
He demolished him inside 5 rounds. It remains the only defeat of Haye's career. Now retired, Thompson watches with envy as the man he beat milks millions of pounds from a weak heavyweight division.
I think he needs to prove himself, and he hasn't proved himself as a heavyweight champion. He sneaked in the back door and got his heavyweight title shot, so that's the way I look at it.
Prediction for the fight, by a violent knockout, brutal knockout. Even Audley Harrison stretched out or getting stretchered out of the ring.
I think he talks a bit too much, and I think he says the wrong thing, and I don't like being disrespectful to a boxer, and I feel like he shouldn't be disrespectful.
Who would you like to see win?
On performance, David Haye wins. He knows he's got this fight in the bag. And let's defend Audley. Has he got a chance? He's got a puncher's chance, because I say that because people always written me off, and I'm sure if he brings heart and determination to the ring, then he will get rewarded.
But anything can happen, can't it?
We know that. Anything can happen. Like I say, all it takes a punch.
Carl Thompson, one of the gentlemen of boxing. Now then, Premier...
Haven't got the money to go out and buy what they want.